this episode should have been renamed "We're sorry that the first Frieza revival arc sucked." That's right everyone, Dragon Ball Super episode 94 just rolled along and okay. Alright, I think I know why they brought Frieza back. Revival of the evil emperor, the mysterious awaiting assassins. Well, I mean, they're not exactly mysterious, as we'll see later. It's been too long since we've seen Goku eat something, so to remind us of the fact that the Saiyan does like to eat some food, Toei thought it best that we start the episode off just like that. It's fitting there's a lot of pork in this scene because Goku, once again, is telling a lot of porkies. You know, about the whole fact that Frieza's being brought back to life, he's not told anyone yet. But just like before, he crumbles. Like an apple crumble. Okay, Goku? You're trying to lie to two incredibly smart people, one in fighting and one in science. You really think you can outsmart them? No. I know. Why didn't you just tell you offered Frieza 10 million zenny to not kill everyone else after the tournament? Because a money ploy worked so well before, didn't it? Luckily though, Goku doesn't try and hide it and tells the truth. Vegeta is angry and Krillin is scared. In fact, Vegeta isn't as angry as I thought he'd be. He's taking it relatively well. And as for Krillin, yeah, you're kind of missing a couple of animated frames there. I see what they were trying to get at, but it just doesn't look natural. Maybe just stick in a couple of frames, that would have looked a bit better, but no, okay, trying to save money for later, right? However, Whis and Beerus don't seem to be bothered by the whole fact that Frieza pops back, because they're saying, well, you know, he's here, it's better the fact than the universe being destroyed, am I right? Well, I mean, yeah, you could say that about anything. All the bad guys from Dragon Ball came back at once. Well, that's better than the universe being destroyed. Oh no, I didn't do my tax returns in time. Oh well, that's better than destroying the universe. It's a catch or win for any argument. Yep, okay, Whis, that's a fair point. Coming from the guy who is the strongest in Universe 7. Okay, just go back to your parfait, Whis. I don't want to be mad at you. I like how they drew a doodle of Frieza with pouty duck lips. It's like, oh, you don't deserve a perfect glamour shot. You're just gonna get a kid's doodle that Marin probably knocked up in 2 seconds. Also, the subtitles spelt Frieza with an I when it says an E right there. Oh boy, Crunchyroll, you just had to open that can of worms again, didn't you? Meanwhile, back in the overall celestial communicative ether, Kitela and Sidra are discussing Frieza's revival. This is all thanks to the spies that Kitela sent out to Universe 7, so they know everything about Frieza. Now, for those of you curious as to why Kitela and Sidra are teaming up, remember, Universe 4 and 9 are twin universes, so they are linked in a way that is actually quite symbiotic, you know? Unlike Beerus and Champa, who seem to do nothing but fight, they rarely work together, if at all. Kitela can sense that Sidra is wavering on the whole deal, so he decides to cement it by saying that, oh no, these Universe 7 goons are gonna take out your universe if you're not careful, mate. You better just join with me and I can help you there, pal. But we know that's not true. Gohan wouldn't actually send everyone to take out one particular universe. Since they know that they're gonna be the victim for pretty much everyone else, it's their job just to try and survive. So Sidra agrees to help Kitela by assisting him in hiring some goons to take out Frieza before the tournament. They're not supposed to do that, but, you know, these are just some hired goons that, oh no, they just came to Earth, nothing to do with us. This is all stemming from the fact that Frieza has a lot of enemies, and yeah, okay, that does make sense. Frieza would have enemies, and they would love to try and kill him. Why pin the blame on a god of destruction? So after ending his call with Sidra, Kitela then decides to say again, his plan is foolproof and will work just fine. I don't know, Kitela, that plan sounds kinda cheesy. Back on Earth, Trunks is investigating the lineup of the team, and not questioning the spelling of Frieza, thankfully, but what he does question is why it's even here. What are they planning? Oh, looks like no one told Goten and Trunks about the Tournament of Power just to save them from actually interfering. Oh dear. Okay, you had 36 hours to tell them in some shape or form, yet you haven't until now. Well, I guess the immaculate birth of Bra is a pretty good diversionary tactic. Speaking of Bra, Bulma tries to fool Trunks that, oh, this is her birthday guest list. Yeah, they're here to celebrate her birth. Totally, yeah. Bulma, Trunks is your son. He's not stupid. At least I hope he's not for your sake. It's up to Vegeta to try and convince Trunks that, much to his annoyance, Frieza is a goody two-shoes now. Oh, I just love it when Vegeta does something out of character. I can't wait until Sabbath portrays this. Frieza is a really nice guy now. Before throwing up off screen. I'm sorry, geez. That spiral off screen was just way too funny to not bring up. Oh, Toei, you goofs. Curiously enough, it's Goku who has the right idea on how to handle the situation. Just tell them they get to hang out with monsters for a day. Plan sorted. So yeah, actually, Goku's telling the truth. Kind of. There are monsters there, and he won't have to try and find 10 million Zenny to buy off Trunks. But they're gonna have to break it to 17 that the money wasn't part of the universal survival deal. Shin walks up into shot about to say something and says nothing. Good. Since Goku doesn't want to have to deal with telling 17 the truth, he gets Krillin to do it for him. Fortunately though, Goku does have a good excuse because he's got to go over to Barber's to wait for Frieza. Ah, Goku, you lucky lazy sod you. After cheaping out on 20 seconds of non-animation, we pan out to see Roshi's picture, and then transition to see him training up on Korin's tower. He's training with Yajirobe, and that's about as genuine as seeing Goku at a salad bar. It's Roshi's belief that if he can use disabling attacks like the attack he was using on Yajirobe as well as the Mafuba, he can actually prove an effective part of the Universe 17 by just picking people up, disabling them, and tossing them out of the ring. You know what? That actually makes Roshi pretty useful. Korin halts the training, stating that, "Oh Roshi, don't be too rough on the boy. I want him good for later." Okay, he doesn't actually say that. What he does say is to remind Roshi that it's time to head off. We then get an actually touching scene with Roshi and Korin reminding themselves of the good old days and how they first trained, and the reason why Roshi actually went to Korin's tower was just to be there one last time. Korin knows the truth though, and he just says for him just to go out there and give it what for. After all, Korin is indeed a Wonder Cat. But we don't have any more time to think about it because we gotta head over to Universe 9 and that guy. After Sidra's report regarding Frieza, Ro just says, "Oh, just deal with it immediately," like the jackass that he is. Mahito's just standing there away from proceedings and smiles because, yeah, he remembers that all angels are exempt from the universal destruction dealie, so he doesn't care what happens to them, he's gonna be golden. I feel exactly the same way, mate. We head off to 17's island as 18, Krillin, Goten, and Trunks arrive. Oh yeah, cool, I forgot. 17 and 18 actually get to talk to each other, and it's just as awkwardly stunted as ever. No change there then. Just throw Marin in 17's direction, that'll get him smiling. Oh, this is great! 18 does indeed know about Krillin's ex, and the whole naming of Marin is just the difference is that it's 2 R's instead of 1. That makes all the difference. I was actually wondering about that the other day. But now we know. Krillin redeems himself by stating to 17 that his island will be fine in the hands of Goten and Trunks, and it won't get trashed, thankfully. Hopefully. At last, Krillin can sustain a conversation with 17 for more than 10 seconds. Marin then proclaims that she's going to stay on the island with Goten and Trunks, and 18 is perfectly okay with this, stating that she is a lot tougher than she looks. She is the daughter of 18, so I am inclined to believe it. As the kids wave off the adults, there are some underwater poachers waiting to strike as 17's now gone. Oh guys, you are going to have a bad time. We then get a reunion of 17 and Piccolo. Of course! Why didn't I think of this before? 17 and Piccolo's fight was one of the most monumental parts of the Artificial Humans arc. Of course there was going to be a reunion. Toei does that. As the pair stare into each other's eyes, Piccolo takes off his turban, and everyone around assumes that they're just gonna go and duke it out for a round 2. But Piccolo is better than that. Instead of fighting, he actually raises his hand out and the pair shake hands. Not only that, but Piccolo thanks 17 for joining the team and helping the good cause. Classy, Piccolo. Very classy. Okay, I can sense that you guys are going, "Where's Frieza? I want Frieza!" Well, don't worry, his scene's coming up right now. As Goku is keeping himself distracted by doing what he does best, and I must say it is pretty well animated, Baba arrives back on Earth with Frieza in tow. The mood turns deathly silent instantly. No music, no background noise, nothing. As Goku's trying to ease the tension, Frieza then just goes up to Goku and punches him in the gut instantly. Oh, so terribly sorry, monkey. My hand slipped. You okay there, Freezy Doodle? You just venting out some anger? So naturally, Goku does it back. I guess this is their way of shaking hands? Well, alright, I mean, they can laugh about it at least. They are informed that there are a couple of people outside to see them. And when I say a couple, I mean a couple hundred. Before Goku can get any more information out of Mr. Can't Say, Freezy Pop shoots a death beam through the goon and he falls down through into the water. I'm gonna assume he's not dead because he was shot through the shoulder, and this is Sunday morning TV, so you can't just have deaths like that anymore, I'm afraid. Goku, rather unusually, turns down the prospect of a good fight by saying that they need to get to Capture Corp to head off for the tournament. They have no time for this. But Frieza actually wants some time to warm up because he hasn't had a chance to. So he just wants to take out a couple of hundred people and give them a good deathing. They'll make excellent Frieza fodder. Now, alright, Toei, I must say, this whole scene was masterfully executed. Say what you like about Frieza's resurgence in Super and how much you're really uncomfortable about it, but this whole transformation sequence, as well as the things around it, was just excellent. All the while, the stadium is almost complete, repeating the animation for what I think is the 4th time? How many times can you just keep on adding that pole to the same floor? Since they don't have enough time, Frieza's just gonna have to spare with the pleasantries and get on with the killing. Or not killing, depending on standards and practices. Looks like we'll have to wait until next week to see the results. Oh well! All in all, this episode was pretty good. It started off a little slow, I must admit, but in the second half, it picked up greatly. We had some good jokes, we had some well-choreographed moments, in particular the 17 and 18 reunion, 17 and Piccolo reuniting, and just the whole Roshi Korin thing up on the tower. It was all great. As for Golden Frieza's entrance, oh man, this is what they should have done in the original Resurrection F arc. It feels fresher and it feels like they want to give Frieza a second chance in this series because they obviously dropped the ball the first time. They want to try and make amends for not only Frieza as a character, but for us as well. Despite our initial negative reaction to his return, I think Toei's handling this rather well, so let's hope this continues. But anyway, this was my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 94. Tune in next time for my review of Episode 95. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later!